Do I need to introduce myself as well?
Well, I was just going to introduce you. You're Adam Davies, aren't you? Here today with Adam Davies from Team DSR, seeing what he's been up to in the D1 off season. There's no motor in the car.
No, not yet. It's about to go back in though.
About to go back in.
Yep.
Any reason it's out?
I had an oil leak at the back of it on the rear main, or the rear stationary gear, so I pulled it out to fix that. And then just a general tidy up in the engine bay, so it's easier to do that with the engine out. Yeah, just repainted the two tubs, or the two strut towers. They're a bit worse for wear. I hit the wall at Tauranga and bent this tower, and the right hand tower was all charred up from the exhaust, so yeah, just basically just stripped it down to give it a tidy up. Did a whole lot of work for nothing really, I guess, but no, just a general check over and make sure everything's all tickety-boo for the season.
You've been doing D1 for quite a while, competing.
Yeah, I think
like
10 years.
10 years,
yeah.
So is this going to be your 10th season?
I'm pretty sure it is. So Dave and Dave started before me, eh Dave? I think you're about a season before. Yeah, okay.
9th season.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing it a while, so 6th season in pro. I think I did 4 seasons of pro sport. Yeah. Or pro-am back then. So yeah, things have changed a lot since then, that's for sure.
Have you always rolled the S13 chassis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
And you've done something a little bit different, rotaries in them.
Yep.
Why the rotary?
Originally I saw there's one in Australia. I was drifting at Oran Park, I think it was, and I just saw it on YouTube years ago and thought, oh, I want to do that. So at that point, no one had done a rotary swap in a S13, not in this country anyway. So decided I'd go with that, and yeah, haven't really looked back from there. It's just been a reliable package. It's been good to me. So yeah, and so the new car was a step up. Always wanted a 20B, so that was the next step.
Yeah, a bit of a Australian inspiration there.
Yeah, I guess so.
So who else has inspired you? Like, how did you originally get into the drifting and into cars in general?
I always look back and think it's probably from YouTube years ago. And then those option DVDs that were kicking around years ago from watching the guys in Japan. So yeah, mainly that, and got my original S13 after selling my little BF Familiar.
Oh, yeah.
And finally getting something rear-wheel drive, and did a few things on the street, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll just move to the track. So
gotten a bit out of control.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. So yeah, had a big crash in 2007, I think it was, at Pukekohe, and wrote the car off, and from there I decided I needed a roll cage. So yeah, that was really the starting point of my original car there. So yeah.
The 13B powered.
Yep. But now I've just got a bit of some body work to go. We'll get the engine back in it. Some body work to tidy up on it. Just short off season, so not really much time to change up the livery this season. Maybe get to something, I don't know, mid-season or something if we get a chance. But at this point in time, it's just leave it as it is, and only sort of four months for the off season. So yeah, things have been pretty hectic lately. Just mainly a general check over everything, what's been going on the off season. So it's easy to strip them apart, but when you go and put them back together, it takes the longest. So
yeah. In your car career, I guess, what's the most interesting journey you've been on? Travels, experiences. I
guess trips to Australia have been the one. Yeah. I originally went with helping Dave over there when we went for the Trans-Tasman Championship, I guess you'd call it. I had a shared drive in Dave's car over there. Yeah. And then I think it was the following year we went back over there for a World Time Attack, so didn't go to plan over there. But look, we were just discussing it before. I think the local trips, like the national trips, down to Invercargill and down to Christchurch, those sort of ones.
Simon was just saying anything with a ferry he quite enjoys.
Yeah, good excuse to have a few beers and a bit of a lair up, hey. But no, like we went to Invercargill. I think that's probably the most memorable one in this country. Like the crowd there was awesome, and the track was wicked too. We'd never been there before, down to the deep south. So that I think that was the highlight. That was in 2020, I think it was. So didn't quite have this car. Well, this car was going, but I was having oil pressure issues with it. So took the old car down And yeah, it was a wicked event. So it started the season off well there. With Dave got second and I was fourth. So no, anything down south's good.
And I do a stream on Twitch, and I have heaps of people come in there, and they ask, you know, how to get into cars. You know, what steps would you take to get into cars? Do you have any advice for younger people wanting to get into the car scene?
Just start off small. You know, there's no point trying to see what people are doing on the internet and then trying to do exactly that. You know, you've got to learn to, what is it? They crawl before you can walk. You know, so a lot of people are trying to get up and run straight away. So I think the best thing to do is just start with something that, if you want to get into drifting, for example, start with something that's cheap and cheerful. Something that's you're not going to spend every track day on the ground changing gearboxes or axles or something, because you just lose the fun of it, you know. So, and it's minimal seat time. So that's probably the biggest advice in that sort of thing. And I guess save the money for quality parts. We've been there before. If you don't put good stuff on, and like you're always doing it on a budget, but if you're not putting quality parts on it, you're spending more time than it's worth fixing it, you know. So that was probably one of the biggest things that we've learned along the way with cheap Chinese stuff or something like that, you know. And look, needs must if you have to put them on there at some point, but I guess it's the older you get, the wiser you get, I guess.
Yep. Oh well, thanks for that.
Sweet.
Good luck next season.
Yeah, thank you.
Sweet.